Hey everyone, it's Lisa Mears here, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing an unboxing of the Spellbinders card kit of the month for July of 2023, and also I'll be sharing the 5 cards that I made using this kit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the contents of this month's card kit. This card kit is called Sweet and Cool, and it has a summer and beach vibe to it. So here is the inspiration card. It has some example cards that you can make, and it has all of the contents listed here on the left. And if you turn it over, it has instructions for making a single card. So just like with all of the card kits, you get a pack of envelopes and card bases, and the card bases are A2 in size, which is 4¼ by 5½ inches. You also get a pack of cardstock sheets, and these sheets are already pre-cut to that A2 size, again 4¼ by 5½ inches. So you get cardstock in blue, yellow, pink, purple, and white. And there are 20 card panels altogether here. You also get your foam squares and adhesive tape, and of course the pattern paper, and you can see all of the beautiful pastel colors that are in this kit. It's a very summery vibe. There are some pinks and yellows and teals and blues. And going along with that beachy, summery vibe, there are some papers there with suns. There's some sky papers that have clouds on them. This one has some fish, so you can make some cute underwater scenes. That particular paper had some blue lines that you can make like an ocean scene, and there's some starfish. This one has ice cream cones. That blue paper has some gold accents. Here's some Jeeps with a surfboard and a pool floaty. This one says Fun in the Sun in a script print. There's some pinks and some beautiful flowers. So there's all the pattern paper included in this month's kit. You also get some chipboard stickers. There's also some sentiments in there that you can use for cards. Also, there's a sheet of puffy stickers you can use as some more sentiments. Here are some epoxy dots in the same colors as the pattern paper. There's some blue sequins. And there's a large pack of die cut shapes. These are great for quick and easy cards. You can make little scenes with your die cut shapes. So let's go ahead and pull these out, and I'm going to put them here on the table and we'll take a look at what we have. So you can see there are some beach umbrellas. There's a couple different kinds. There's also a bathing suit. There are some clouds. Here's a pair of sunglasses. There's a beach towel with some flip-flops. There's a little beach sign, a beach chair. There's a large sun. There are some shells. There's some more shells, so different kinds of shells. There's lots of those. Here's bathing suit bottoms. There's also several different flowers. And here's that cute little Jeep with the surfboard and the floaty. There's a lighthouse and some surfboards. So lots and lots of different summer beachy die cut shapes, and you get 2 of each one. So if you're interested in this kit, I will have a link down below in the description box of this YouTube video where you can go check out more information on the Spellbinders website regarding this kit. And I'll also have a link down there for all of the Spellbinders clubs. There are so many clubs out there, such as a clear stamp of the month, a small die of the month, large die of the month. There's a Glimmer Hot Foil Club, there's a Stitching Club, and so many others. So check out all of those links if you're interested in joining a club and getting Happy Mail every month. So let's go ahead and make some cards. So for my first card, I have this oceany wave-like paper, and I'm die cutting it with a wave die because I want to get that little edge that looks like waves at the top. And I'm going to use this to create a little beachy scene. So you can see what that looks like up close. I cut the pattern paper down to 4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, and then I'm going to come in with my Scrapbookcom Postal Blue ink and just ink up all of the edges just to add some more depth to that pattern paper. And then I have this peach pattern paper I cut to 4 inches by 2 inches, and I'm going to use my scissors just to cut a little bit of a curve. I'm going to go higher there on the left than I am on the right, and you'll see what I'm going to use this for in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, I'm going to take out my inks and I'm just going to add some ink to the edges just to add some more depth to this piece. So the ink I'm using is the Scrapbookcom Gingerbread ink, and it matches closely with the color of the pattern paper. So I'll set that aside, and I have this yellow sun pattern paper that I cut to 4 inches by 2 inches. Again, I'm adding some ink to the edges. I'm using the Scrapbook.com Rubber Ducky ink. So now I'm just going to add all of these pieces to one of the A2 size white card panels. So I add the yellow piece to the very top. Next I'm going to add the blue piece of pattern paper so that it slightly overlays the yellow piece. And then I'm going to add that brownish peachy piece towards the bottom. So you can see I've created a little outdoor ocean scene with the sun or the sky at the top. Then I have the ocean, and then I have the land towards the bottom. So now I can just add my die cut shapes to complete the scene, and I'll start with adding the lighthouse. I'm going to add the clouds to the top. I'll add some of the fish to the water. So I'll add 3 of the fish, and then I'm going to take one of the chipboard shells and I'll add a shell right there on the side of the lighthouse, and I'll add a chipboard sentiment to the top of the card right above the clouds, and the sentiment says, "Find joy every day." Next, I'll add that card layer to one of the A2 size card bases that's included in the kit, and that will complete my first card. So for my next card, I have this same pattern paper I used in the previous card. It's that peachy brown paper I cut to 4 by 2, and I just cut a curve in the top, and then I'm using the gingerbread ink to ink it up, adding some ink to the top of the pattern paper as well, just for some more depth. So I'm just dotting on with my ink blending tool some of that ink to the top and all around the sides. I didn't put ink on the bottom because that bottom piece will be covered up. Just on the left, right, and top have the ink applied. Next, I have a piece of the sun pattern paper. Again, I used that in the previous card as well. I cut this to 4 by 2.5 inches, and then the fish pattern paper I cut to 4 by 1.5 inches. So I'm creating another beach scene. So the yellow is going to be for the sky, then I'm going to have the sand, and then I'm going to have the ocean at the bottom of the sand. So I'm layering all of that on a white piece of cardstock that I cut to 4 inches by 5.25 inches. Next, I'm taking 2 of the wave die cut shapes and I'm adding some of the blue ink to the edges. And then I'm going to add those waves right at the edge of that fish pattern paper. So it's going to come right to the edge. So that way you can see the separation a little bit better between the ocean and the sand. So I'm just going to have it separated by the waves there. And then this second wave is going to come off the edge of that card layer, and I'll just snip off the excess. I also want to have this umbrella kind of tucked behind one of the waves, and the bottom part was a little bit too long, so I just snipped it off. So I'm just going to tuck it behind the wave, and once I figure out the placement, I'll go ahead and glue it down. And I'm also going to add the beach chair to the right of the umbrella. Next, I'm going to add a chipboard flower to the right side of the umbrella. And then I'll add the flip-flops in the sand. And I'll add the chipboard sentiment best day ever to the bottom right hand side of that card layer. You could also, if you wanted to add it to the top right in that empty yellow space, you can do that as well, but I chose to put it at the bottom. I'm going to add that entire layer to one of the blue A2 card panels that are included in the kit, and then I'll add that to one of the A2 card bases. So that will complete my second card. So for my next card, I have a piece of the yellow pattern paper cut to 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And I'm going to add that to the Fun in the Sun pattern paper, and I cut that paper to 4 by 5 1/4. Next, I'll add those to a piece of the solid yellow cardstock that is cut to the A2 size. That's one of the A2 card panels from the kit. And then I'm just going to create another little scene here with the umbrella, a beach towel. I'll also use the crab chipboard sticker, and I'll add that to the beach towel there. Also, I'm going to add the chipboard sticker that is the beach bag, and I'm going to add the puffy sticker that says hello, and that will fit perfectly on top of the umbrella. Next, I'll add a few of the hearts, and then I'm going to add that card panel to an A2 size card base, and that will complete this card. Moving on to my next card, I have a couple of strips. I'm using that fish pattern paper once again. I cut that to 5 1/4 by 1/2 inch, and I'm adding it to the very bottom of the cloud pattern paper. The cloud pattern paper I cut to 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have another strip of the pink striped pattern paper, and I cut that to 5 1/4 by 3/4 inches. And I'm going to layer that pink pattern paper right on top of the fish paper. So my little scene is going to make it look like I have the sky in the background, and then the pink will represent the road, and then underneath that will represent the ocean. So it'll look like the ocean is to the right of the Jeep as it's driving along the road. So I went ahead and added that Jeep. That Jeep is so stinking cute. Again, it has that surfboard on the top. It has a beach ball and a little flamingo floaty in the back. It's so cute. So I added that there to my scene. And next I'm going to add the sentiment from the puffy stickers that says, "Don't worry, be happy." And I'm using my T-ruler just to line those letters up. This T-ruler comes in so handy when lining up these small letters to make sure they are straight and even, because the T-ruler will line up on the right edge of the cardstock. You can see there, so you know it's straight, and then you just line up the letters on the bottom edge of the ruler there. Makes it so easy. So this ruler is actually from Simon Says Stamp, and I don't use it that often, but I probably should use it more. And if you're interested in something like this, I do have all of the additional products that I use in this video down in the description box below, so you can take a look at that. Next, I'm going to add the sun in the top right corner of that card layer. I'm going to cut off the excess that's extending beyond that card layer. And then I'll add that layer to one of the yellow A2 card panels that are included in the kit. And then to finish off this card, I will just add it to one of the A2 white card bases, and that will complete my card. So moving on to my next card, I have a piece of this pastel plaid pattern paper. I cut that to 3 by 5, and I'm going to add it to the center of this pink polka dot paper. The pink paper measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I also have a piece of the yellow sun pattern paper. I cut that to 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. So that yellow paper will go towards the bottom of that layer, and I'm going to add the bathing suit. So I'll have a bathing suit for the girl, I'll have the swim trunks for the guy, and then I added this sentiment in the puffy stickers that says "chill out" directly to the top of the yellow pattern paper. So I did add the yellow paper first. I actually adhered that down first to the card before adding the swimwear. And once I had the yellow paper adhered, I went ahead and started adhering the swimwear. And the reason for that is because I knew that the swim trunks were going to have to go over top of the yellow pattern paper. So I wanted to make sure that paper was down first. After adhering everything down, I'll add that layer to an A2 size card base. And then I decided to come back in with some of the seashells, and I add a couple of the seashells to the bottom right hand corner of that card right below the sentiment. So that completes all of my cards today. If you had a favorite card today, I would love for you to leave me a comment and let me know which card is your favorite. And if you're not a member of the Spellbinders Card Kit Club and you're interested in joining, I always appreciate when you use my links because it helps support me. And you'll find those links in the description box of this YouTube video. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel and turning on your bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I release a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.